Hey everybody, this is TJ with NetPicks and Trend Jumper Trading System. Currently in a winning crude trade here. Thought I'd throw the recorder on as I manage this trade with the trailer, and I just wasn't organized enough to get this recorder started sooner. I apologize for that. We're going to lock in a little bit of profit now. Let this play out. Great trade, first trade of the week for crude oil and Trend Jumper. And if you saw the video the other day, this should look very familiar to you. The trade got short at 85.04, and I broke my own rule, I have to admit, by making a 5-tick adjustment. I just wanted to get through support at 85, big key level. These setups are so strong, they typically will break through support and resistance, and I basically gave away 5 cents per position here. Took a little time, but it broke through no problem. And now I just have to put my stop in the right place. It should be at 85.03, locking in just 1 tick still. But because I made an adjustment and way past the third target even, I don't want to expose my second position to any risk, so I locked in a little bit, and you can see the jump line is moving lower anyway. And at the close of this bar, I should be able to move my stop down to 84.93, so I'm just kind of preempting a little bit here. When you've used this strategy enough, you get a feel for it, you kind of understand how it works, and you can kind of anticipate what's going to happen next before it happens. Most of the time, you're going to be right. So when this bar closes, I got the jump line at 91. I'll move my stop down to 93, and at least I can feel good that despite the additional insurance policy here, an expensive insurance policy, I will still end up with a nice trade for the first trade of the week. Got my tick counter counting down, and that tells me there's about 130, 127 ticks to go before I can move my stop. And it's good practice just to be patient and let the trade do its thing. Don't move the stop too soon, although I think in this case it's pretty obvious that's where the stop's going to end up. Yep, just move my stop down there to 93. All right, let's see if our stop will hold here. Got some buyers coming in. Definitely was expecting a pullback after that nice sell-off. There's my stop right there. So far holding.
Order filled.
And that was all she wrote for that trade. Still a great way to start the morning session. Got 14 cents to the target here, the middle target. 6 cents on the trailer. Unfortunately, for that 5-cent adjustment, would have even been more. Another 10 cents in total. That's okay. One more winner will achieve our daily goal. See if we can get it on the next trade. All right, I'm still going to make this adjustment. Old habits die hard. This one's not quite as large. Not going to get long right at 8,500. We'll go to 85.02. And it's a much smaller trade. I'll have to go to the third target. And I'll go 1 cent lower on my stop as well. And that does skew the risk-reward ratio. You can see I have a little bit more risk now. But again, it's the cost of insurance because I don't want to get ticked into a trade right here on top of or just below resistance. Pretty strong resistance. So just to give you an idea of how different the risk-reward is, if I pull this down to its original entry and put that up to its original stop, now there's more reward than risk, and that's what we always would like to see. But sometimes you just have to pay an insurance policy. So what I hope is that if it does trigger in and I get the target, first of all, or if it's a positive trade, I will be done with my goals for the session, but I also hope to make up the insurance cost on a bigger move with my trailer. So I'm willing to take a trade like this. The odds are still in my favor. If I didn't take this trade and then it went on to become a winner, where would that leave me? I'd still have to continue trading to hit my goals. So in the big picture, this doesn't happen so often, but on smaller trades, an adjustment here and an adjustment there will make a difference on the risk-reward ratios. And this trade looks like it's going to cancel, or possibly will cancel. All right, just got filled here. I need this to go at least 10 ticks before I lock in a profit. And I do have a chance to add to my position here, actually. It's a little bit risky. This is not really the kind of chart pattern that I would like to see for adding to my position. You can see it just missed the second target by 1 tick. I needed to get to 85.10 in order for that to give me a 10 tick spread between the original entry and the second target. If it can get up to 85.10, I'm going to move my stop to 85. Probably move it to 85. Well, I got to work around this support area here. Try to probably hide my stop at 84.99. And that would be adjusting, because typically I'd want to lock in 1 tick. So I'm kind of trying to finesse a little bit. We'll see if we can get a little higher. Hopefully I'll just be out at that full target here in a moment. Looking for a little burst to the upside. You don't want to overthink your trade, but you do want to respect obvious key levels. They may or may not make a difference on any one trade, but over a lot of trades, I believe they do. The U.S. market getting ready to open in about 5 minutes. I'm hoping we can get to a safe place with this trade before that happens. That will move the market one way or another, usually does. And it is another element of chance that I would prefer to not have to go through, but I'll stay with the trade regardless. Trying to push through here. There it goes, full
filled.
target. Risk-free trade. Crude oil does it again. So far, batting 1,000 on a session-to-session basis. We haven't had a losing session at all throughout October into November. The winning streak continues. Let's see how we can get. Let's see how much we can get out of this trade now. Got to give a chance for the trigger line. I need to give a chance for the jump line to actually catch up to the price action. I have a risk-free trade with my second position. Worst case scenario is it'll stop out with 1 tick, pay for itself, but the session is a success. You can see the add-on trade, what would have been an add-on trade, may possibly end up working as well. If I was trading this add-on trade, just to kind of talk you through, you just place it normal with your bracket, manage it independent of the first trade, and be very aggressive to protect yourself. So when it gets to that first target, you're taking risk off of both positions. And you can see it got as high as 18, so it's 4 ticks away from being in a risk-free position. And you may be tempted to take a trade like this, especially when you have a full winner. And of course, we didn't know this at the time, but now we have 2 full winners. Maybe you could afford a little additional risk. It could also pick your pocket. For that reason, I would definitely manage that trade a little tighter. But you can't be afraid of the trade. You got to let the trade play out. Going to that middle target gives you a really nice risk-reward ratio, even going to that third target. Of course, I like to get out at the middle target in this case, and then trail the second position. And in fact, the first target is over 15 ticks. And when you see the first target more than 15 ticks on crude oil, you have the option of actually making that your fixed target. So you really could exit one of your positions there, especially with an add-on trade. You do want to be more conservative, I believe. And it's been a fairly up and down market. without any real direction. I like to trade with a trend that's easy to see when I'm trading add-ons. And you can see the jump line is beginning to catch up. If we can just survive this pullback, we may be able to catch another leg to the upside. Getting close to stopping out here. 85.03, got as low as 04, so just missed by one tick. Let's mark where our stop is. Again, my adjustment cost me a little
Order
bit,
filled.
and that's okay. So that's all I can get out of this trade. It was still very successful. 2 full target winners and a little extra on the trailers. Good enough for me. That's a wrap, folks. This is TJ with NetPicks.com and the Trend Jumper trading system. And we'll see how long this winning streak will continue with crude oil. Pretty exciting to go through this. Don't forget, we're holding an informational webinar all about the Trend Jumper on November 12th. Make sure you're registered. You can go to ptutrendjumper.com, www.ptutrendjumper.com. Thanks for joining me again this morning, everybody. Have a great day.